There are massive changes happening right now in wholesaling real estate that we really need to talk about. Right now, right? If you were looking at the wholesaling real estate market, we have a whole flip that's about to happen in 2026 that needs to be addressed and needs to be talked about because the way you wholesale real estate now is going to be completely changing probably in the next year and all the way into 20 really 30. Now, a majority of the wholesalers watching this and watching this stream right now has pretty much only known the current market we're in now for the past year or two with interest rates shooting up. And then the other half kind of knew interest rates being super like massively like crazy low, like 2, 3, 4%. And wholesaling was a lot easier when that was happening, obviously, but it was really hard to find wholesale deals. Like nobody wanted to get rid of their property back then. So we're in a weird spot where you've only known like really high interest rates environments and you've only known really low interest rates. And we're about to head into is kind of a uncharted waters for a lot of newer, more beginner wholesalers. And what I want to do today is talk about the massive tsunami that's about to hit the market and how you can properly prepare in the last quarter of 2025 and 2026 and exactly what my company is doing and what you should be doing. Now, as somebody that owns, one of the largest wholesaling real estate, software companies out there, I have a lot of access to a lot of data. And I want to share some interesting data points that I think everyone would get a kick out of and really help you kind of learn more about exactly where you should be heading and where we're at. So as we know in wholesaling real estate, it is a very, very much a market specific like thing, which means if you're wholesaling real estate in Las Vegas, it is completely different than wholesaling real estate in Orlando. And what you have to do in Orlando is going to be way different than you need to do in Vegas. And so we're going to be kind of talking about exactly kind of the differences between these markets, showing the actual raw data you need to know exactly how you're going to succeed right now. Now, I truly am telling you right now that I do believe this, and this is one thing that I've been pretty stagnant about this all year. I've been pretty much telling everyone, but the perfect storm is really brewing in wholesaling real estate right now. We are currently seeing a massive change in prices, interest rates, cash buyer activity, and a big boom in the customers for our cash buyers. And so we're going to see some really shocking things happening. And I can tell you this, I've read a lot of real estate books, pretty much every single real estate investing book from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. I've not read any of the modern stuff because I really don't want to. But there hasn't been many eras in wholesaling or real estate investing in general when prices are going down, but transactions are going up, but interest rates are set to be lowered, but cash investor activity is at an all-time high. And there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And a lot of stuff that wholesalers really kind of aren't prepared for. And, the good news is no matter what happens in wholesaling real estate, what's up with this camera today? Whatever happens in wholesaling real estate, there we go. We are set up to win massively because we do the same exact thing. We find discounted real estate, we lock it up, we sell to cash buyers. But the way we do it is probably going to be massively changed. And so let's kind of go through the data points and talk about what's going on. Now, why do I think the perfect wholesaling real estate storm is brewing? Now, again, I'm not a fortune teller. I am not going to tell you what the future is going to entail, but I can give you kind of pretty strong indications of where things are going. Now, one really important thing that I think everyone should be probably looking at right now is just the existing home sale data and where the Fed is looking at right now in wholesaling. So let's kind of talk about this, right? Where are we heading or where are we looking at, right? Right now, we have pretty serious data showing that prices are going down in wholesaling. And in pretty much every market in the United States, prices are going down. Now, there's some areas that are actually like really hot. The Northeast of the United States has been insanity lately. I have no idea why. We'll pop up the stats. Southeast is kind of stagnant, which is interesting. Southwest and Northwest are interesting cases too. But we see a majority of the mean in the United States of prices going down, which everyone in wholesaling says, oh no, That's terrible. Oh my gosh, that's bad. We don't want that to happen. When I'm just like, let's go. Because prices going down is actually a pretty dang good thing in wholesaling. Now, I've pleaded my case before, and I will continue to keep pleading my case about this. But when prices are lower, generally that means you can get better discounts on deals. Now, if I had a magic wand and every single property in the United States of America 10x'd in value, so the average house in the United States is about 400 grand, and that means the average house, let's say with a magic wand, is worth now $4 million. It will be infinitely harder to wholesale those homes. Human beings are good and bad at the same time. The way human brains work is very, very, very interesting. Human brains can't process numbers well. They can handle percentages, no problem. But numbers, they absolutely lose their mind. Now, one example I always say about this is if I'm trying to, let's say, wholesale a car. Okay. Let's say I try to wholesale a Corvette ZR1. Okay. Corvette ZR1 is worth about $130,000. If I offered, let's say, $90,000 on your Corvette ZR1 that's worth 130, you're not going to like, oh, how dare you? Get the F out of here. I don't ever want to deal with you ever again. Right? Like it's not like an embarrassing, crazy offer, right? It's like, oh, okay, he's kind of like giving me a lower offer, but like it's not like insulting, and you might take it and I can flip it for a profit. All these guys like cars. Okay. Let's say you had a Bugatti. Let's just say you had a Bugatti, was it Veyron? I don't drive Bugatti, so I don't know what they're called. But Bugattis go for like, let's say $1 million. If I offered you $600,000 or $700,000 for your $1 million Bugatti, you would probably get your little butler to take a handkerchief and slap me in the face and say, how dare you, fine sir? And then you would like, what do rich people do? They would challenge me to a pistol duel. And we do 20 paces, John Wick style, and then just like, I don't know if you watched the last John Wick movie. I watched that last night. I'm in a John Wick mood today. But then you like duel like old times, right? Old rich people. But the thing about it is the percent offer is pretty much the same. But why is it so offensive to offer that? It's so offensive because you just try to get a $600,000, you try to get a $400,000 price. You try to get a $400,000 price reduction on my car. Oh, that's a lot of money. No, I'm giving a 30% discount. But if I offered 90 grand on your $130,000 car, that's only 40 grand. See, that's how humans, like that's how their mind works. It makes zero sense. There's no logic. That's just how our brains work. I don't know why. Maybe some biological like survival instinct. I don't know. But that's how brains work. And so that pretty much means that if you're trying to wholesale a house that's worth 400 grand, it's a lot harder to get a discount of 30% than if someone had a $200,000 house. It is infinitely harder to lowball somebody massively on that type of property. And so now we know that prices going down is actually not a terrible thing. Okay. First, sellers, like their minds kind of get back to normal land because they're all here in like cuckoo, crazy person land. Now a little better. And what else we see here is we are seeing a trend of transactions and demand going up. And one of my other favorite stats I want to show everyone is cash sales are going up like crazy too. And so we got some good stats going for us in the wholesaling space. And I want to show the stats so we kind of understand what's going on here and how we can basically kind of infer the information and go from there. Now, this is a source from the greatest organization of all time, the National Association of Realtors. I've trusted them with everything I've ever have. And yeah, just kidding. Okay. So NAR's not my favorite, source of data, but they organize it pretty cleanly. And honestly, like, I'm not too upset about it. Could be worse. So I'm not that like mad about it, but okay. Let's look at the NAR's data set here. Okay. So it says here that existing home sales are up 2% in July. Now they don't have the August numbers yet because we're still literally in August. I'll probably get the stats very, very, very soon. But existing home sales is up 2% month over month in July in the Northeast, South, and West, and fell in the Midwest year over year. Now, what in the world does this mean, and why does this matter for me in wholesaling? Okay, so if we go here and we look at some overviews, so let's go to the single family section and go right here. So this is from NAR. And now I don't trust NAR really on much, but they do have a monopoly over, getting a real estate license. So they got pretty good economists because they have to send this to their clients to show they have value, which I think is pretty dumb. But okay, let's go over the numbers. Okay. And legally speaking, NAR is the greatest company in the world. La, 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 la. Okay. All right. So if we look at 2022, home sales were 4.4 million, which is a lot. There's a lot of transactions, a lot more people buying, and that means a lot more people buying wholesalable deals. Now in 2023, we saw a massive dip into 3.6 because of interest rates. We saw it go up a little bit in 2024, which isn't crazy. But what you're going to notice here, and this is really important, right, is big swings aren't like, we're not going to see 40, 50, 60% swings. Like when we see like a 2 or 3, 4, 5%, it's a pretty big deal. So over last month, there's about a 2% increase in home sales, which is great. Now, again, this doesn't seem like crazy, but 1.1% is actually pretty dang good when it comes to existing home sales if you seasonally adjust the annual rate on there. Now, if you don't seasonally adjust it, not the best, but again, you don't want to go redo kind of the data. But over last year, the United States about 1.1. Now, what's really fascinating here is this is very, very market specific. And this is why I want to show everybody that some markets are going to struggle a lot more than others. Now, when this is transaction volume right here, okay? So the higher this number, the better. So for example, in the Northeast, 2.4% is absolutely ludicrous month over month. 1.1 is okay in the Midwest. 2.4 in the South. I mean, this is where I'm seeing a massive increase. Northeast people are like Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. And in the American West, you're not really seeing much really good stuff happening. Now, I don't know exactly where Texas is in this. I think Texas probably has to be Midwest. But I'm telling you right now that the western part of the United States, Arizona, Seattle, Washington, Arizona, Utah, like Idaho, which they're still kind of slagging a little bit. And so if you really take this out of here and you just look at the South, which is a hotbed for wholesaling, and Northeast, 2.5% is absolutely insane year-over-year growth for really everything. When you take into account that interest rates have pretty much been the same. And so this is pretty much pointing towards, if interest rates lower, we're going to have some insane amount of demand coming through, which is going to be awesome. Now, kind of going back here to inventory is still rising like crazy, which you could say it's a good or a bad thing. I mean, in wholesaling, it's technically a good thing, right? But properties are still sitting there. And I think that's overall a good thing in this market. Again, people just cannot cut homes. I mean, they don't like cutting their prices. Now, the sale price is the interesting one, right? Because sale price is going up, which I think is kind of fascinating. So we don't really need to know much about that part on the sale price, but we are seeing a large portion of these average median home prices that are kind of going up, which is still insanity to me. Now, per month, it does change like crazy, but we are looking at year-over-year increase in the U.S. mean sales price of existing homes. Now, it's not the average price of a house, but $550 for single family, not bad at all. So some good stats that we're kind of seeing here that's going to make a big change for us, right? So again, what we're currently seeing right now is we see that the current price of a median sale house is up, but the average listing price is going down, which is good. But the big one is transaction and demand is going up. This is very, very, very important. So if I look at the median price year over year, let me get this stat too for you. Now, if I go to the Fed, we see this, we are going to see a trend. So that's the mean. If I look at the median, which I think is just a better statistic overall, you are seeing that prices are going down on the listing price year over year. So we're seeing year over year decreases in listing prices, which again, like I showed, is good. Now, again, we've had some good years on that. But we do see the trend on the median home price going down. This is from the Fed in late July. Actually, this is in Florida. So, of course, Florida's going to be bad. So, median home price. So, we see a dip from 2022 on there. So, median home sale price in the United States. So, we are seeing a dip from kind of 2022 numbers. So, I mean, it was a big jack up and it's slightly heading down, which is kind of what we want to like roughly see right now, too. So, knowing this stuff, we got to look at where mortgage rates are going to be at and how this is going to affect everything in wholesaling. Okay. So, first and foremost, mortgage rates have dipped, and that's pretty good. So, if you look at 30-year fixed rate, it's at a 10-month low. And pretty much what this means is the payments are going down too. So, everyone's like, well, why do mortgage rates matter for wholesaling real estate? Well, the reason mortgage rates matter in wholesaling real estate is the people who are the end buyer for our customer, the cash buyer, you want them to be in high demand. Because if the end buyer for the cash buyer overpays, then they make more money. So if I'm selling my deals to a cash buyer and then the cash buyer puts it on the market and sells it really easy, they're going to want to go buy more from us, which makes us happier. And so when mortgage rates go down, that means more end buyers get a buy, which means they buy better from cash buyers, means cash buyers go more buy deals from us. They go and buy more deals from us, which is something we want to see. Now, what's a really interesting stat here, and something I want to show everyone to really understand this, but investors own the market. This is a really important thing, and I want everyone to understand this. But us wholesalers, we currently own the market. We are sticking the biggest, most massive middle finger to the realtor and real estate agent industry. And the reason why is I'll show you this. Let me look at a percentage. What percentage of home buyers are? So if you look at here, right? Investors are like a very small portion of like the amount of human people that buy homes. Like if you look at like how many people have bought homes individual, right? But the investors are buying a lot of them up. And so what I'm saying is the reason why this economy is rolling right now is because of how we as real estate investors and wholesalers are owning the dang market. So let me show you a quick example. Here is a statistic from Colati that came out 3 days ago. And this is a really interesting stat. So if I want to show you this, it's saying here that I'm going to show the press release. Investors buy nearly 1/3 of homes across the United States. Think about that for a second. Us real estate investors are buying 1/3 of all the properties in the United States of America. We literally own the market. We are the reason why the market keeps turning. And so if you ever want to know, is wholesaling going to get banned? Is wholesale? Bro, we are literally the only ones keeping transaction volume. If it wasn't for us investors, 1/3 of all the sales would go away, which is insanity. Okay, so think about this. If Zillow decided to get rid of all the realtors and we were able to like buy with AI, with an AI agent, right? Would transaction volume go down 30%? No. Okay. When people want to buy a home, they just go to Zillow and find whatever agent they possibly can. That is not affecting home sales really at all. But us investors, we're a big reason. This is why we have the 1031 exchange. This is why we get all these basically loopholes that help us pay the least in taxes. The reason why is because we're the ones actually running this market. So whenever some Botox brained realtor wants to go out here and run their stupid mouth about, look at this stat. Investors buy 1/3 of homes across the United States. Now, pretty much what this basically means is investor activity is showing a massive elevation. I mean, the share of investors buying is insanity right now. So we're looking about 29 to 30%. I mean, 31% in the beginning. I mean, here's the craziest stat. This is Cotality, which is a real estate data platform. I think it was owned by CoreLogic. I think they're part of CoreLogic. One of them really big, like $1 billion like data company, right? They track something publicly, which I think is really fascinating that no one wants to talk about. But what share of home purchases are made by investors? Not cash sales, but by investors, right? before somebody says, oh, that's just the hedge funds. Bro, hedge funds ain't behind right now on these interest rates. Okay. It is buying and selling and flipping and some landlord properties, right? So if you look here, there has never been a larger share of investors pretty much owning the market than right now. Like ever. Okay. Like 2025 was the highest I've seen on record of investors buying homes. And so we're basically running the whole market. This basically means that we're the ones running the show. And this means that if we can get more of us investors in here helping the market, we can go help the title companies and really help this entire economy roll. So when some realtor, some butt-faced realtor wants to go out here and tell you something about how wholesalers are scammers and, oh, we're terrible and we're terrible for the market. Bro, we're the ones providing the deals to all these investors that are in turn running the whole market. Like these title companies would literally go out of business without us. And they're running already on thin margins already. And we're the ones literally keeping this economy, the real estate market sector, afloat. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody. This is a stat that is absolutely insanity. So next time I get some stupid realtor in my comment section, I'm just going to show them the stat. They're going to go, yeah, I don't want to hear it. Okay. So this is why you can't make wholesaling illegal, because you collapse the whole entire economy. And this is why there's been not one law that has banned the practice of wholesaling real estate. You know why? Because we actually keep the economy going. So if you want to know like the secret reason why wholesaling is not like ever banned, it's because of this. Okay. So it's really cool. There's some other stats right here. I'll give everyone the link here in the comment section if you want to go send that to your local realtor. Maybe even the Association of Realtors locally. But, home purchases made by investors and non-investors. So these are investor purchases and these are obviously non-investor purchases. But you saw a little dip here on both ends, but the divide's absolutely insanity right now, right? So this one's the one we want to talk about, okay? So again, everybody wants to look at the stats here on, and where is it? Where's this comment? I think that stat has to do with Blackstone buying everything, not us wholesalers. Bro, Store Scout, respectfully, you don't know what you're talking about. So let's actually look at the data. Okay. This is another billion dollar like data company. So let's see what they say. Right here are small investors. Right here are medium investors. I would say I'm a median investor. Large investors like, I would probably say $1 billion in capital. And then this is like $100 billion to $1 trillion in capital, right? So again, I currently don't have $1 billion of real estate. I am probably in the median size. I wouldn't say I'm a small investor. Large is like $1 billion. I do not have $1 billion of real estate. But you got to remember, that's how big the real estate investing game is. Like it's massive. But if you want to see the share, 14, 10, and then like you got to remember the mega investors, they're only 2% of all investor purchases, less than 1%. So when someone says, oh, it's BlackRock, bro, BlackRock's all the way here on the bottom. I want you to really understand this, okay? Like the real estate they own is literally a rounding error. I mean, to a point. Oh, we own like 40 billion. That's it. Like a small amount. Small investors are I know this sounds stupid. Like we are the backbone of America. But this is a stat that no realtor ever wants to know. They don't ever want to tell you this. And so, yeah, 2021, we did see mega investors have a big rise right here. Like they had a pretty dang good big rise. It was nowhere near the stats that the small investors. And remember, when we're wholesaling, we're only wholesaling to small investors. When you say hedge fund's probably going to be a medium investor too. Not many hedge funds over $10 billion buying real estate. There's a decent amount of them. So I'm telling you right now, boom. Top investor cities: Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Phoenix, Los Angeles. And then if you look at what cities have the most investor purchases, so non-investor purchases are pretty high, but which one's the highest investor purchases? As you can guess, and this is probably the craziest stat. So if you want to know where the most real estate investors are buying houses, This is insane data. This is for 2025. I thought Houston would be way bigger than Dallas, but it is kind of crazy to show that the most investor activity is going to be Dallas. And even when you look at Dallas's population, the amount of investments divided by the amount of houses, Dallas is by far the greatest one. So you got to really understand here that Dallas is hotter than ever. I mean, I make a lot of money in Dallas and it's crazy. So Dallas and Houston, Atlanta, amazing. Like if you're doing large scale volume, great. Phoenix is okay. I would say that TCMC plant is probably having a massive, and whatever NVIDIA is doing over there, massive influence towards that. LA, do not go there, please. That is Chicago, no. New York, no. Tampa's, I'm shocked Miami's not even in this list at all. I don't like Tampa at all for wholesaling. I've already told you there's a couple of guys that do really good. San Antonio's decent. Philly's awesome. DC sucks. Riverside, Kansas City's really good. Two Missouris, which is absolutely insane. I'm going to show a couple stats about Missouri here too. But I'm telling everyone in here, right, that Charlotte, I don't like Charlotte, like Gastonia, which is near Charlotte, a little better. And then Detroit, Michigan, man. In Indies too. So if you're looking for like high volume markets, like these are really, really good ones. And some of these are a little misleading. You know, Ty just said San Antonio is a dying market. I'll be honest, San Antonio is decent. What's crazy about San Antonio is that looks pretty high, but San Antonio has so many homes. It's actually not that impressive. San Antonio, I don't know why it's so big. Like, no offense. Me and Rick are literally speaking in San Antonio. And I was like, should I go there a couple days early? And then I said, like, what is there to do in San Antonio? I go see the Alamo. I don't know. I can check out some houses of wholesale there. I don't know. There ain't no shark fishing in San Antonio, so what's the point? But like, you know, like I'm not beefing with San Antonio. I bet you guys have the best Mexican outside of El Paso, probably the best Mexican food. I'm excited for that. But like, I'll be honest with you, right? Dallas is very, very impressive towards me, right? Now, if you guys want more investor share, which one are all the small investors buying the most in? If you want to go here and look, so the mega investors are buying in Atlanta, which is absolute insanity for me right now. And they're buying a lot in Oklahoma City. Now, if you look at small-time investors, which is who we mainly deal with, El Paso is high for some stupid reason. I have no idea why. But these are also really large areas. Omaha, Nebraska is good. Tulsa is good. Tulsa is a really good market too. St. Louis, okay. I love Oklahoma City, guys. I've been yelling about these markets all day. Okay, so this is the method. Small is fewer than 10 properties. Okay, so I guess I'll be a large investor. My bad. So mega's not where I'm at working on it. Actually, wait. Never mind. I'd be mega. But yeah, mega mind. Okay, I thought it was like a billion. Okay, mega, yeah. Well, let me do some math. 5 by 4. Yeah, I guess I'm a mega. Hopefully I don't out myself. But me and Rick own them together, so don't feel like I'm like this crazy like Wolf of Wall Street guy. But yeah, I guess I technically am a mega investor. Dang, that really feeds my ego. Zach Ginn, mega invest. I'm gonna put that as my bio, mega investor. I do it with Rick, so whatever. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now we know exactly why the market's actually looking pretty good for wholesaling. But what I want to show is kind of the most important part. What in the world is going on to make us really excited about this, right? Guys, my favorite part about this is the foreclosures are rising like crazy. So why this is so amazing is we've never seen a time where interest rates are set to be cut. Prices, technically listing prices are going down. Days on market is steadily rising. And we see a massive increase in investor activity, which is awesome. But what's really exciting is investors are buying more, inventory is rising. We're about to see interest rates cuts, which is going to just shoot this economy, the real estate market up. And my favorite part is the amount of distressed real estate it's a wave. And so if we have, and I'm telling you, the perfect storm coming in late 2025, really going to start hitting 2026 in stride. Again, the reason I'm telling this is the time to go all in wholesaling. Buy my program. Just kidding. It's free. But the reason I'm telling you this is let me paint the scene for you here. Okay. Let me show you exactly what in the world is going on with all this data. Okay. We are seeing a massive increase in foreclosures. So this is the last part. This is I saved the best for last to get you excited here. But look at the stats right now. In July 2025, remember, August 1st starts tomorrow. But we are seeing a massive increase in foreclosures, which means if cash buyers are buying more than ever, and we have more distressed real estate than ever, and a ton of people looking to scoop up these foreclosed homes that we can go flip and sell basically to our cash buyers, this is the recipe for money. And guys, it's sad when I pull a pre-foreclosure list because I wish I could be increased more. Now, not because I want people to foreclose more, but I just love distressed real estate. That means more wholesaling deals for me. Call me an evil person, but I'm just telling you, more foreclosures, more probates, more deals for me. Now, unfortunately, I can't really raise the number of probates. Yeah, no. I'm not going to get into that. There's only one time in history probates actually rose really high, and that was during 2020. I don't want to get into that, but I did make a lot of money. The most money I've ever made on like a specific deal was during that time because probates were at all-time high. But I don't want to get into that because then I'm going to get canceled. But basically, I made a lot of money. I make more money now than back then. So don't get upset at me. Don't do a news article. Young Turks again. Young Turks have done plenty of hit pieces on me because I make a lot of money in real estate. But okay, July 2025 foreclosure activity reports. Now, foreclosures are really interesting because it's not about the state or the market. It's about how many foreclosures versus divided by how many properties are in the area. Okay. So look at this. Okay. So right now in Nevada, 1 out of 2,326 homes, I don't know what HU stands for, housing units. 1 out of 2,326 homes are being foreclosed on. That is insanity right now. So the most foreclosures per capita right now is right now in Nevada. Who knew? Can anyone guess that? Who could have guessed that? Probably Mark Conley, my boy Mark. Shout out to Mark. Love Mark. Mark's probably the only guy that knew that. But outside of Mark, who knew Nevada was so crazy right now? And going back in number 2 is Florida. Guys, I've seen a massive increase in foreclosures. I mean, guys, the dollar store loves me. I've just been buying sticky notes all day from there. Like, I've been buying for sticky notes for my team. Like, we are just sticky notes stamping the entire state probably. That's been really hot. Maryland's really high right now for some weird reason. South Carolina, I already ranked South Carolina as one of the top wholesaling markets and one of the top foreclosure states. Oh, let's go. 5 Illinois, 6 Indiana, Ohio. Love those areas. Don't touch New Jersey. Delaware sucks. Texas, cha-ching. So we're seeing these top markets going everywhere, right? And what's crazy here is this the same chart? Okay. So what's crazy for me is, do you see this little change stat right here? Oops. This is the foreclosure data by state. And what you want to look at is, you don't really want to look at foreclosure filings because it's basically off of population. What you want to do is foreclosure like stats. So 1 out of 2,326 versus 2,420. Why is Florida so high? I don't know, but it is amazing for wholesaling in Florida. But what you want to see here is the change from last year. Okay. So this is month over month changes, which is insane. Like, guys, if a stock is up 12% month over month, that's insane. But when foreclosures are up 12% month over month, not year over year, not quarter over quarter, but month over month, that is an insane rise. Okay. So Nevada is actually down from last year, but Florida is up 26.64%. Think about that. So that means last year, if there was 100 pre-foreclosures in your market in a month, that means this year, in June 2024, there's 100 pre-foreclosures in your market. It's called 100 pre-foreclosures. That means right now, this month, there's 126. Whoa. That's how crazy this is. 26% in Florida, the third largest state in the country. Crazy. You want to hear another stat? I want everyone to know. This is why I had to make this emergency live stream tonight. Are you ready for this stat? Who's ready? Who's ready for a mind-blowing stat? Guys, if you thought your mind was blown at 26% in the third largest state, let's look at the second largest state, Texas. Can anybody guess what Texas's year-over-year foreclosure changes? Can anybody here guess? Make a guess in the comments. What do you think Texas's year-over-year increase in foreclosures is? What is it? 25%? 30%? 33%? What do we think? What do we think the year-over-year increase is in the second largest state? Okay, 13%. We got a 50 in here. Bro, 75 is insane. 33, 25. Okay, look at this. Texas is up 65% year over year. Year over year. Here. Where is it? Right here. 65%. What's crazier is it's up 32% month over month. That's probably the month over month. That means if last month in your market you pulled 1,000 pre-foreclosures, that means there's 1,300 this month. Wow. That is mind-blowing to me. That is mind-blowing. So when people say these sellers just ain't motivated, bro, there's more pre-foreclosures than there was ever last year. There's more motivation. There's more deals. Crazy. And this is from Adam Data, one of the most trusted data sources for real estate in the entire country. Okay. ATTOM data. So it's heartbreaking to see this. Trust me, I don't like to see foreclosures go up. I don't want to see probates go up. I don't like deaths going up. I don't like any of this stuff. But I'll be honest with you. Okay. You ain't here for my sexy voice, my insanely massive muscles, and my amazing humor. Okay. I mean, probably the ladies are here for that, but outside of the, I'm just joking. But outside of some of my groupies, you know, you ain't here for the gun show. You're here for the information to have about how to make money, right? You're here on how to make money in wholesaling. So it's not good to hear that stuff. But what it is good is if you want to make money in wholesaling, this is a good thing. Now, don't be mad at me. Don't be upset at me. Okay. Yes, go try to be upset at me. Make some exposed video on me that Zach's saying foreclosures is good. Foreclosures inherently, I do not want to see the country go through this, right? Half of y'all are going to blame the president. Half of you are going to blame, the Democrats. I could care less. Here's the thing about me. I don't go into the politics of this. I just see what the data is and I show you what this means for wholesaling because that's all that really matters. Okay. This is not a political channel. Okay. So what I'm telling you right now is if foreclosures are up that stinking high, I mean, if we keep this rate up, Texas is going to be insane. Now, the other stats is from areas where it's actually down, like Utah is down, but it's up 24% month. I mean, the stats are insane, right? So if you look at some big percentages too, Missouri's up 60% year over year, which I think is pretty dang high. Some states are really good. Some states really know how to pay the mortgages. I don't know what to tell you, right? Like 56% Montana doesn't really mean much. West Virginia's high. I could care less about West Virginia. But some good wholesaling states, like Tennessee is down 10%, right? Which is just, it's like, why is Tennessee foreclosing less than Texas? I don't know. Again, there's probably I think there's probably people smarter than me that can tell you why. Oh, it's because us Missouri folk are so much better with our money than them Kentucky folk. Okay, maybe that's the reason, but I doubt it. So we're seeing massive changes in foreclosure filings and information. And this is from Adam Data. I'm going to give everybody a kind of some stats here. Now, the thing about it is like the middle of the road areas, like it's not that like this is why I say, guys, wholesaling is so market specific. And this is why, like some markets, this is a great opportunity. Some are a bad opportunity. See, I can't make this video and just talk about only about this one city or this one market, right? But if you're looking at the stats here, it's like where are most investors buying? Where are the more foreclosures happening? Where are the best buyer activity? I mean, Dallas and Houston are up there. Like absolute insanity, right? And so I could tell you some are better than others here, right? I think Ohio is really big on here too. But Florida's just inherently like, I mean, we're just Florida people, you know, we get arrested for doing stupid stuff. I mean, that's just, you know, you go attack an alligator. I mean, you know, this is just regular stuff. But the foreclosure data, guys, I would keep a big eye on this stuff, right? Now, I do like looking at all this data. They haven't released any good data recently, Adam, data on that house flipping. So again, there's some good stats. You don't want to go like just be the biggest nerd about this. So Ben says, where's this data from? It's from Adam Data. So if you look at house flipping, like you just want to kind of look at stuff on here. Adam Data collects a lot of cool stuff, right? It gives you a whole like market specific, like look at where the market's at. Now it's not going to be the reason why you suck or not make money in wholesaling, but it's a good trend. So for example, you're seeing about 10% of houses being bought are being flipped in Alabama. So it's showing what the ROIs are. Arizona is showing there's 2,600 flips per quarter. They don't have any good like charts you can really look at too hard. You probably have to pay for all that stuff on them. But I'm telling everyone on here, home sales and prices, August 6th. So, okay, I'm not going to get in the whole, like you can get really in the weeds of this thing. But what you should understand here is let's kind of look at what I'm talking about, like the perfect like storm going on right now. Okay. So if we see interest rates most likely going down, right? So again, I'm not going to be Mr. Crystal Ball, but I'm going to let somebody be Mr. Crystal Ball for me. Okay. So if I look here, where's Mr. Crystal Ball? Okay. Let's look at where we think. So again, we can all agree if mortgage rates go down, that's going to help wholesaling like crazy. I think we're all in agreement. So if you look at some stats on where some of the top economists think mortgage rates are going to be in the future and where all that stuff's going, we can look at it right here. So again, looking at some stats here, we see in 2025, this is from US News Report, basically from top economists, they're basically saying here that this is the average mortgage rate, right? Average mortgage rate right now is at about 6.83%, which is absolutely insane, right? It used to be 7. You see when that dropped, wholesaling actually got a lot easier. It's not even like where it used to. I mean, guys, like when I got started in wholesaling, it was like 4%, which is probably where we should be heading towards, I hope. But like we're currently at 6.83. And so median home price has still steadily increased. Rent price increased, right? Month over month supply is still up. Vacancy. Okay. So what you need to look at here is where basically the national housing market predictions for 2030 is going to be. So the National Association of Home Builders this is where they're seeing predictions for real estate be. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is exactly what's going to happen because these have never been 100% right, but they tell you a good direction of where the whole economy is going. So if you look at the NAR year-end median existing home sales, you can see in the next 5 years, it's looking about to be up 10%. And so that's not really going to make a massive change in wholesaling. So right now, we're currently at about 411,000 is the average house. Going up to 455 is not going to have a massive change in wholesaling. Okay. So if you look at existing home sales in 2025 is 4 million. It's supposed to go up. So good news is we are going to see steady increases in home sales, which is good for wholesaling. And so we don't really see anything bad happening that end. You know, we don't really see anything. And so this is where we're currently at 6.75% mortgage rates. We should be expecting, they said in the next 5 years to be at 5.75. I think that's way too high, but it's telling you for the next 5 years, interest rates are going to go down, home sales are going to go down, and prices are going to go up. Now, this basically, what does this mean for wholesaling? So let's look at the whole big picture. Okay. And we're going to break down exactly what this means and what we can do about this. First and foremost, okay, if we see listing prices go down, it's good for us negotiating our deals. Awesome. Okay. Number two, cash buyer transactions and investments are going up. We like that. That means they want to buy more deals. And that's awesome because then guys, if you can double the amount of deals, that's obviously better, right? And then we see a massive tsunami coming into foreclosures, which just shows the whole like distressed. It's not the best indicator of distressed real estate, but it's the only one we really have. And so now we see distressed real estate shooting up like crazy. So guess what that means? That means if we can get more deals from all these distressed real estate, cha-ching, more contracts, more people buying our contracts, investor activity. So just if we can lock up more deals and sell more of those deals, that's money. And when we see mortgage rates expected to go down, a trend for the next 5 years, that means every year starting now is going to get easier and easier and easier. So this is the perfect trifecta. Okay. So the trifecta again is going to be number one. All right. More contracts. So here's the trifecta. Okay. Number one, we're going to get more contracts. That's awesome. Number two, more buying activity from cash buyers. So I'm going to write that from cash buyers. From cash buyers. And then more end buyer activity. Lower mortgage rates. Which equals to happy buyers, more from wholesalers. So again, trifecta is number one. We're going to be able to get more properties under contract with an increased amount of foreclosures happening. Number two, we're going to have more buying activity from our cash buyers. So if we lock up more deals and sell those deals for more, that's awesome. And then with lower mortgage rates, we're going to have more end-to-end buyers for the house flippers, which are our cash buyers, which means they're going to be happier, which means they're going to buy more from wholesalers. So this trifecta of us locking up more deals and selling more deals is happening. And we haven't really seen this trend since I started in wholesaling. Remember, I started in wholesaling in 2016, 2017, and it was a rocket ship up, which hopefully we're about to be right where that rocket ship's about to shoot. I can't guarantee it, right? But I mean, it's looking pretty promising, the data. Data hasn't been looking this promising in about 3 years. And the coolest part about it is that rocket ship's a fun ride. Who knows how that thing ends? But we're about to hit a really awesome point here, which is pretty exciting. And so if mortgage rates continue to keep going down, buyers buy more, we lock up more deals. See, here's the thing. When mortgage rates go down, we actually see less foreclosures when the economy does better, but we're seeing more foreclosures and more buyer activity, which is very, 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 very unprecedented. We never see this. And this is why that's why I'm being honest. I'm being fully transparent. This is like an area, like this is a part of the real estate market we haven't really seen. We have not seen foreclosures spike with interest rates set to be going down. Now, again, the jobs report's actually looking pretty dang good. So let's see how it goes. Now, you might see foreclosures go up and then they bring interest rates down, but you've never seen cash buy activity this high. Like it's a weird, like three-pronged thing that we've never seen. It's usually foreclosures are up a lot and contracts are up a lot, so we got to bring mortgage rates down, but we never see cash buy activity up high. So things are getting nuts. I'm pretty excited about it. This is really good stuff. So what does this mean for you? Okay. What do we do here? How we prep for this? And why is this good for wholesaling real estate? Why this is good, and this is my wholesaler prep checklist, is first and foremost, I am pushing everybody. If you can just put sticky notes on houses of pre-foreclosures, that is what I would do. You can either use a software like XLease to pull your pre-foreclosure data, or you just go right from the county, right there from the clerk of the court website. But that is what I'm pushing everybody to do. Reverse drive for dollars, your pre-foreclosures. Drive to the house, put a sticky note that says, hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. No other wholesaler outside this YouTube channel is going to tell you to do that, except for Zach on the Flip Lyric channel. But that's a whole different story. Okay. Same guy, different hat, I guess. But reverse drive for dollars or pre-foreclosures. If not, text your pre-foreclosures. Do not cold call your pre-foreclosures. There's a massive spike in a lot of markets for this. And I would tell everyone this is something you need to be doing. Like this is a must. Like a 40, 50, 60% increase month over month is unprecedented right now. I mean, not unprecedented because in 2007 it was like that too. But in these times, very, very, very rare. Okay. Also, I think we all need to do this. I think a lot of us are guilty of this, but you should recall your entire active cash buyers list and just ask them. First and foremost, you want to make sure their number's still working. You still want to keep that relationship going, but you should also say, hey, it's Zach, just seeing what's going on. Hey, just kind of seeing what your buying strategy is going in the last quarter of the year in 2026. And where do you see investment going so I can go target the right properties you want to buy? And you're going to see a lot of their strategies probably going to be changing a little bit, especially if they're savvy and they know what they're doing. And so I think it's really important we recall all of our buyers and just ask them, hey, like what's going on with your strategy and how can I go after those type of properties to help you out? What you're most likely going to see are people going after cheaper real estate. That's always been a really hot thing, especially since 2020, 2021. Boy, that was 4 years ago. I mean, in the past 4 years, that's something you really should be doing. Now, what I tell everyone to do is you should go niche, like attack the niche list like insane. And then I would just do mega blasting. No in between anymore. So what I mean by this in this market, one thing I've been doing really, really well, and what's been working well for me, which I'm going to share to everyone in here, is we've been really going niche on the niche. And again, might be like, Zach, what are you talking about, bro? So if I can find like a vacant pre-foreclosure, a probate, right? I'm going to go really niched out. So if I could find a zombie property, we're going to triple tap them, right? So the really niche government data, we hit them with a triple tap system, which means I use X Leads for this, but basically we hit them with a text, a call, an email, and or a sticky note, and probably hit them with a voicemail. Because we just have to hit the sellers on the niche data better than anybody else. So if you're on the tax delinquency list, I'm going to hit you like 4 or 5 times from 4 or 5 different angles because nobody else in the market's doing that. But when it comes to big lists, like the high equity list, I just mega blast it now. Like I don't even really get niched down with it. So that means we're just going to hit, 100,000 texts in a month on a specific market. And then we'll hit them with 100,000 calls the next month, right? We're going very, very, very like broad with the bigger data because we're just kind of broadening out and like really going all the markets. The thing about it, it's pretty dang easy, honestly. I'll just be straight up with you. Like Dispo is so simple right now. Like again, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, I just use X Leads for the Dispo and the buyers are pretty simple. So if you could find my operation, if I could find a buyer, like I can JV anywhere in the country. So I can market really anywhere in the country that is a decent, like top 30 metro markets in the United States. That's probably be doing, but it's not that hard. So what the homes though that I've been going after, which I've been pretty steady and true, but if you want to have the best success, I would tell everyone watching this to go after what I call starter homes. Now, starter homes are the best type of homes to be wholesaling. The reason why I tell everyone, I've been pushing everyone to go after starter homes, is these are the houses where the best investments are, the top end buyer activity is, and where you want to go after. So what I mean by this is if you want to see where first-time home buyers are looking to buy, they're looking to buy houses which they're FHA eligible, right? Because FHA is basically the government really backing up some people that are really trying to get a loan, and you get the lowest interest rates possible, right? Now, the cool part about that is FHA approved homes are very limited supply, right? Every county has different limits, but they're going to range at most maybe 900 grand in Seattle or something like that. And they go all the way down to like 250 grand, right? 400,000 is probably the average. But those are the properties that if you want the least days on market, those are going to be the best ones. And so those are the ones the house flippers want the most. Those are the ones where you're going to get the best ROI and your best return on investment. Basically, when you go out here and you rent out homes or you flip, right? So those are the houses that are most in demand. And so those are ones I'd be going after. So a lot of these are going to be 2-3 bedroom houses under 1,500, 1,600 square feet, usually built before 1990, are usually the best. Maybe before 2000, you can call it, right? And so you might be like, well, Zach, how do I find that? Okay, well, I'll make it even easier. Find what your median home price is. I'm just trying to spit as much game as I can today. But find wherever the median home price is in your area and just go about 25% discount that. So if, let's say, the median home price in your market is $420,000, just multiply that by 0.75 and only go after properties that are like 320,000 or below. I know that sounds crazy, but that is going to be the best, like absolute best markets, because wherever the median home price is, make sure you just go below that. And those are roughly where going to be the starter homes are. And that's going to get the best ones where you lock it up, the best chance a buyer's going to want to buy that thing. Now, obviously, you just call the buyers and say where they're looking to buy. That's what I would tell you to do, right? But again, it can't be, it just can't be that easy, right? So again, go about 25% below, and that's where I'd be using. And one thing I'll tell you guys is, I'm telling you, okay, I don't know why no one's telling you, but like, use your AI for your data and research. There's some really good stats you can get from AI that can give you a really good advantage of what the best niche areas in your market, right? So there's niche markets and niche areas for wholesaling. So for example, one of my favorite things you can look up when you're going to want to dominate a market is go after the lowest days on market for a zip code and price point, but also go after it on a division. So let me show you. Like, I always just say ChatGPT because it's the best one. But if I go to ChatGPT and we scroll right here, okay, we go to ChatGPT and we basically ask ChatGPT, okay, go after the lowest days on market for a zip code for median home prices of that zip code under 500,000 in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And basically what it's going to do, it's going to take some time to kind of look at the stats. It might take 3 or 4 minutes because it takes a long time to interpret the data. But what you want to find is DOM, which is days on market. So obviously, I don't know how much of real estate you guys know, but if days on market's low, that means when you list the property, it's not on the market long and it gets sold pretty dang quick. So what it's showing here, it's going to show what areas in your market is selling the quickest. And this is going to show you exactly, and this is like my Zach Ginn secret. This is why sometimes I don't want to share my best data. I share my best stuff, obviously, in the course. But sometimes there's just some secret like ninja tips that maybe I just want to give to people who are on my personal channel. Maybe I want to reward y'all that hear me rant all day. But this is insane. And this is basically ranking the top zip codes in my market. And I've just exposed it. But AI has just basically given the ability to someone who can use the data set. See, y'all are asking for poopy jokes from ChatGPT, and I'm asking like the important real estate data. So now I know where the best zip codes. 74 days on market, that is the fastest ones that have cheap zip codes. Think about that for a second. So if you tie this in Dallas, Houston, Chicago, you did this in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like you could find the top zips, right? Now do Wayne County, Michigan, but anything below 250K. Now, I'm about to expose the top zip codes in Wayne County, Michigan, because AI let me literally, okay, wait. So right now the Westland area has the lowest days on market in the area, and you just keep going down here. These are the top zips. I mean, days on market's insanely low. Like these are the areas where like your buyers are going to say, I want to buy this because when they put on the market, it sells quicker. That's what they're going to want to get. This is why this is by far going to be one of the biggest secrets that nobody wants to talk about. No other wholesaler talks about this stuff because, again, it's very, 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 very secret stuff, which makes it a lot better for us in wholesaling. So again, ChatGPT is connected to some insane data sources that we could start using to make an insane amount of money in wholesaling real estate. So again, if you're not using it, you're losing it, guys. So AI research, like if you're in a new market, just find out exactly where the days on market is, exactly what the median home price is for that zip code, and then just do a little analysis there and see which ones are going to be the hottest and ranked. And I can pretty much go into any market and find the best wholesaling markets without even talking to a buyer. Now, obviously, just talk to a buyer. They'll probably tell you the same stuff, but AI may be able to give you the data like that in a snap of the fingers. So yeah, guys, if you want more secret tips, I have this all in my free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com. Again, I really should sell this information. I really should put it under like a $6,000-$7,000 course. But I give it all for free. So pretty nice about it. But yeah. Also, fun announcement too. Also, Mega Stream is happening tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. So my first episode of my brand new podcast is called New School Wholesaling. Starts September 1st tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be right here on this YouTube channel. I'm actually going to live stream on the Foreclosure channel for the first episode, so it gets the most exposure. But I'm not telling you who's coming on. Okay, the thumbnail will probably reveal who's going to be on. But I asked every wholesaler that I personally knew who made over $1 million and is in assignment fees, and they're under the age of 30. They're all hopping on what I'm calling New School Wholesaling. So it's going to be a mega stream. So all of us, a lot of them are going to be influencers that are all under the age of 30. They've all verified to make over $1 million in assignment fees. No one's going to pitch anything. No one's going to sell anything. We're just going to spit as much game as we can about how the new school is wholesaling real estate. We have the old school out there. They do all their old stuff. We're talking about how the new school wholesalers, people under the age of 30, are making millions of dollars in the real estate wholesaling space. Never, ever, 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 ever has kind of the top wholesalers that are young kind of been together and kind of swapped game and kind of spit game before all together. This is going to be the 2016 freshman XXL cipher of wholesaling real estate. So this is pretty exciting. Okay. Might be much to call it the 2016 XXL freshman rap cipher of the wholesaling game, but this is it. Okay. It's going to be pretty dang lit. And so some of these people sell courses and programs. They're like, why? Like, I'm cool with a lot of them, but they're like, why are you asking? Like, are you mad that I'm selling? I'm like, I literally told them, like, I don't care that you sell a course. Just don't try to sell your course on it and just give value. And I promise you'll probably get some subscribers from this. But we're here to help the new generation of wholesalers. I think the reason why this is going to be so powerful is it's going to inspire so many people that are young to never, ever, 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 ever say, oh, age is my problem. Because there's going to be men, women, like anywhere, all walks of life, all types of wholesalers under the age of 30 who are all millionaires that are going out here and just talking about how they run their businesses. And I think it's going to be really, really awesome. And so it's called New School Wholesaling, and it's going to break the internet. And I'm pretty excited about it, right? No selling, just value. I'm pretty excited. I've been assembling the team for a while, and it's going to be pretty fun. And some new characters you've never seen on this channel before. It's going to be really cool. So we're going to go live at 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, by the way. And I don't know how long it's going to go. I'll be on for at least 2 hours. Some people might be on for an hour. They might run it to like 3 or 4. I have no idea how long we're going to go for. But it's going to be a lot of people, so probably a very longer-ish stream. But I think it's going to help. It's just going to help the wholesaling community. That's all that matters. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay. And if I can bring together all the people that I know that made $1 million wholesaling under the age of 30, and the conversations we have publicly go out there of what's working, what's not working, I think it's just going to elevate everyone. And even if you're 65 years old, it's really cool seeing how young people are doing it. And I think it's really inspirational. It's going to help a lot of value. And so it's going to be pretty exciting. So New School Wholesaling coming soon. The Wholesale Avengers. Pretty exciting. Yeah, it's going to be tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So pretty excited about it. So yeah. Hopefully you have some virtual wholesale. Yeah, a ton of virtual wholesaling people. So it'll be pretty cool. Also, if you want to hop on one-on-one, we're gonna be on here. New school. Love it. If you want to hop on, talk to me absolutely for free. Here's my streamer link. I want to talk to a couple people on here, see what I can do to help you guys out. And yeah, let's talk about it. So Ginfluencers. Oh Lord, that's good. Appreciate Veronica. I don't even know what that. I don't know what that is. What is everyone excited about? I'm more excited about this real estate market. I'm excited about people getting started. I'm really excited about people start marketing tomorrow. Should I wholesale on Labor Day? Labor Day is a manufactured holiday. I say wholesale all day tomorrow. I'm sorry. Okay, people get really upset at me. I mean, unless you guys spend time with kids or whatever, like, again, people get really upset at me. It's a manufactured holiday. It's not like Christmas. It's not like a religious like holiday. Like it's a very manufactured holiday. So I say go market, go crazy. Yo, Jason.
Yo, what's up, Zach?
What's going on, man? How are you?
You hear me?
Loud and clear.
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Bro, I'm blessed. What's up? How can I help you out?
Awesome, bro. So I just had like 2 questions for virtual wholesaler.
Okay.
Right now I'm cold calling like a lot, but so I'm cold calling on Mojo right now. I'm doing like 25 hours, but I'm trying to see like, cause I don't really care about I'm gonna make 20K, 30K. I want to like hit like actionable like goals for like the contacts. Like, do you have like an idea of like, a good contact, like, contacts to hit each and every week to get like minimum a deal a month? Like if I'm only calling paid lists from X leads.
One deal a month?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say 10,000 if you're going to call on triple line dialer. I mean, 10,000 you're not going to lose.
10,000 calls or?
Yeah, 10,000 calls at 15% contact rate. I mean, you get in front of 2,000 people, 1,500. I mean, you can't lose on that, man.
Okay. Well, so I got like 2 more questions.
I mean, 3,000. Most people can get it done in 3,000, but you told me guaranteed, so I'd say 10.
All right, bet. So I had 2 more questions. I'm gonna make it quick because I know other people's waiting. So when I'm skip tracing with X leads, would you suggest me taking out the landlines and the residential numbers, or do I just cold call all the numbers?
I mean, what I would say cold call the landlines if you need to. I mean, I wouldn't take them out. And X leads already filters out if they're a landline for texting. So I think it's not big of a deal.
All right, cool. And then my last one is for like the acquisitions for virtual wholesaling. So I remember one of the last videos you posted, and you was like, for your lowball to be as successful as possible, to always give a reason when you lowball. And I know one of the methods you do is like the reverse price anchor. If you're doing the reverse price anchor and you're giving the the number first, how would you add a reasoning like to that for it to be more successful? If that makes sense.
It'd be whatever your partner wants to buy it for and their reasoning. I mean, my top reasoning, if I don't physically see the house, it's virtual wholesaling, is based off of what I can get for rent, because nobody can really argue with me on that.
All right.
That's my best reason.
And that's even if you're doing like the reverse price anchor?
Yeah, duh.
Oh, okay.
I'd use my partner, right? But you could still do that. You could just do a regular price anchor too. It's pretty common.
Okay, I got you. Cool. All right, perfect. And then wait, one more thing. So I know you said 10,000 calls a month. What if I'm trying to hit like a goal for contacts each week? Like, what do you think? Like, you think 400 contacts a week is pretty reasonable?
Bro, that's a lot. I mean, 300.
I mean, I'm doing a lot of calls though, like at 10% contact rate right now. So
300, why not?
All right, cool. I appreciate you, Zach.
It's like the Spartans, bro. Go after it.
Yes, sir. God bless you, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks, man. All righty. Joshua, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Zach? How you feeling?
I'm blessed, bro. How are you?
Hey, man. Ditto. Blessed as well.
Awesome.
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on, man?
Yes, sir. I currently have 2 plots of land on the contract. I know one of them for sure I'm gonna have to renegotiate the price. I couldn't find a land buyer for it. This is by way of Columbus, Georgia, by the way. I tried to
We lost you.
Get back with me 24 hours. He accepted the contract, the one that didn't really need a renegotiating, but he never got back with me within those 24 hours. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the case. he didn't give me a go and no go because it says pretty much when I had submitted
Was
that
this a virtual was this
information.
a virtual wholesaling? You cut out though. So was this a virtual seller? Like what's going on here?
Yes, this is virtual wholesaling right here. I stay in Charlotte.
Okay.
A motivated seller had called me up from me SMS blasting, and they was one of the ones that saw the marketing ad and decided to give me a call. We talked. We came up with a number. I put them on a contract. I already submitted all the information over to my title company. And I was, in the midst of me submitting everything over to that title company till a few days ago. I've been trying to reach out to some builders or some land buyers, but nobody really been biting. And I know at least one of them is a deal for sure.
Okay, so what's the breakage? No one's looking to buy the land deal?
That's what it seemed like. I actually, got a couple of buyers, in my buy box now, as far as knowing what they're looking for. So that's a plus off of that. And that's why I decided to reach out to Luca, because you speak very highly of him, and I'm not trying to throw no shade on him or anything. It's just I haven't received no type of feedback regarding the contract that I, in my heart of hearts, know is a deal. I mean, if you want to hear the numbers, you can.
I mean, okay. So how many deals are you trying to sell right now?
Well, it's two. Matter of fact, the two lots of land are adjacent to each other side by side.
Whoa. All right. Well, let's split this up. They're both locked up, both different sellers, the same seller.
Same seller.
Okay. How big is these pieces of land?
0.17 acres.
Okay. And what state?
Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, that's a good area, man. I mean, Lucas should reach out back to you, dude. Can you do me a favor and are you in the Discord?
I am. Yes, sir.
Can you tag him? Just say @Luca, bro. What's going on?
Tag him right now.
Yeah, tag him right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that should. Yeah, that should wake.
Because I sent some personal messages to him too on Discord. He never returned anything to me.
Yeah, so try it right now.
All right.
And then I'll blast him on there too.
Okay.
But this should be his territory. I mean,
Discord.
he should probably give you an answer better than. I mean, he knows Columbus probably better than me, so he has a lot of deals out there. So when you say no one's biting, is it a buildable lot? Like, is this something for a developer to sell?
It's an infill lot. It has water, sewage, and power.
How many builders have you talked to?
Well, what I did was I first tried Xlease, the filters that you showed me, but probably 5 out of those filters popped up. I reached out to them. And I also Googled land buyers, builders in Columbus, Georgia, and reached out to those numbers as well. And also emailed a few as well. And out of all those people, only one builder or buyer got back with me, called me back, and we had a conversation.
So, bro, you literally only talked to. I'm not trying to put you on blast, but you literally only talked to one builder.
Yes, but the thing is, I reached out to everything that was on Google as far as builders in Columbus, Georgia. I reached out to them and let them know who I was and what I do. And pretty much basically they had, I guess the receptionist was answering the phone, so it wasn't them personally. So, and then some of them, I guess it was their personal number, went to their voicemail, and I left a message on their phone as well.
Okay, but you've talked to one builder. So this is not a market problem, which is probably good for you.
Yes, I talked to way more than one builder. Like I said, when I got on Google, I typed in builders in Columbus, Georgia.
So I don't know if you have the pro plan or whatever for X Leads, but dude, I mean, have you talked to all these people? Multiverse Investments, Jordan Williams, Flagship Flipping, Ryan, Scott, Daniel, Tamisha, Mass 5700 LLC, Patience, Family Snowball. I mean, these are all good buyers, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to export this list of all these builders in here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm going to send them to you in the Discord.
Okay, let me.
This is just all the X Leads buyer data. I'm using some cool. FYI, did you see the whole vacant land live stream I did the other day?
Yes, on Saturday.
Yeah, that was so FYI guys, I did a whole live stream on the X Leads channel on how to find buyers and deals on vacant land. Pretty good training if you have X Leads. I spit some awesome game there, but I'm gonna go post that right now in the Discord for you. And those are some good buyers. I mean, between you and me, you literally only talk to one buyer. So it's not your deal is the problem. I can't make that determination yet. So you just need to get in front of it. But let this be a lesson, man. You need to get in front of way more buyers.
No problem. I'm taking mental note of that for sure.
Bro, you haven't where's the chat? I don't see you on here.
I'm currently on my laptop, and for some reason right now I'm on the Discord tab, but it's still buffering. So
okay.
I'm waiting on it to load up as we speak.
Okay, where is it? Joshua Huntley.
Well, Joshua it's under Joshua on Discord.
Okay, it needs you to see his Columbus, Georgia land deals. Don't switch. Okay, I tagged him on here and I can text him after the stream.
Oh, and also Zach, one thing I forgot to mention. Okay, both of these lots of land is two separate contracts. They're not all rolled into one. So
that's fine. They're different. That makes sense.
Okay. And I sent one to him, the first one where I believed in my heart of hearts was a deal. He accepted that one. The second one I sent him, he rejected right away. So I knew I had to renegotiate with the seller for that one.
Okay. Let's see how this first deal goes. I'm gonna have Luca look at it because he'd be their best guy for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's why I chose Luca. I try to weigh out my options. Maybe just from your expertise, I should have went a little harder as far as reaching out to buyers.
Let me ask you. I mean, again, don't be mad at me, right? Did you just go to Columbus, Georgia home builders and just go down the list? I mean, there's like 50 of them. And you try to talk to the acquisitions departments?
Yes.
And they didn't pick up?
They picked up, but I guess their secretaries or their receptionists was answering. I left them with my information, and out of all those people,
you need to follow up, man. I mean, you need to recall them all tomorrow and basically say, hey, like, actually, you can't call them back tomorrow. Jesus.
It's Labor Day. Yeah.
Call them Tuesday and just say, hey, just checking in. Do you have the name of your acquisitions department? I mean, you just can't say no. You just can't take for no for an answer, man.
I got you. Yeah, man. Yeah. And you're absolutely right for sure, man. Hey, man, I'm riding the wave right now, learning as I go, man.
There we go, dude. Remember, man, it's people aren't respecting your deal, which is weird, but they're not even looking at it. So you need to get some more opportunities. So if it is a good deal, man, you will get it sold if you get in front of enough people. So let's go through that list. Go through the training again. You should, even on the basic plan, you should be able to doing cash sales on vacant land. You should be able to go through that list really easy. So,
and another thing, Zach, since this is my first, property I put on a contract, my very first one, I was going off of Rick Ginn's
Ginn.
Excuse me, Rick Ginn's training regarding how to fill out the contract properly. And he said if it's your first time as far as the due diligence period, you want to give yourself a 30-day window. And that's exactly what I did. The 30-day window happened. It started on the 13th of August, though. Here it is about to be September the 1st.
Bro, you've been sleeping on this. We got to go. All right, we're gonna talk to Luca ASAP.
Okay, and honestly, Zach, I'm currently on my. Oh, now I wanna pop up. Okay.
What's popping up?
Yeah. My computer or my laptop is acting out right now, buffering for some odd reason. I got
all right.
Connection.
I can still hear you.
Okay. But I definitely appreciate your time, Zach. Because I mean, prior to me speaking to you. I waited even, because I think I submitted that information to him on Thursday. And of course, I waited till Friday. I didn't get no response. Then yesterday, I didn't get no response. And that's when I reached out to him.
All right. Well, I don't own them, so we'll
Yeah,
see
right.
all right.
Yes, sir. And
All right.
all right, thanks, man.
All right. I'll submit that buyer's list on the Discord too. All right.
I appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
All right.
All right, and then we'll hit up DeAndre. What's going on, man?
Yo, Zach, long time no talk. What's going on?
I'm blessed, dude. How's it going?
Good. Oh yeah, so basically now I have a property. It's in Melbourne, Florida. I've actually been following up with them since December. Used to market in Brevard County a long time ago. Yeah, it's a probate, and right now I'm just talking it over with them, and they wanted to get through the whole process first. And yeah, so right now they're at a point where they're trying to decide to sell it. I already kind of price anchored them. ARV on XLead says it's 367, and I think it's around 10K in repairs. Yeah, so I price anchored them, and then I said I need it below 305. They're just like, yeah, 100%. So the thing is, though, the husband is deciding with the wife, but it's the wife's name on the title. I've talked to both of them before, but the husband's really like strong arming it, and they really want someone in person too. So I'm just like, you know what, I don't really want to go and like give them the offer or whatever if I'm only talking to the husband. So I was just asking, do you have any like, this might be too much to ask, but do you have like any acquisitions people we could probably JV on this one in Melbourne, Florida, if the numbers make sense?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you know where I could send this address to? Because it's not under contract yet, obviously. So
Okay. Send it to sellmypaper.com and then just write like special, and I'll know what to do.
okay, all right then.
All right. Yeah, I got some of that. I got a couple people I can bring up there. I mean,
Okay,
I have appointments. I got 2 people that go up there 3 times a week. So usually it's like we try to set up like 5 appointments for the whole day up there. It's still like a 2-hour drive, but it's a good market. So yes, we could fit it in.
All right then. And so I just prep them, be like, hey, I don't want to waste your time or my time. I want to have people that go out there, 3 times a week. But
It'd
I just
be
want to know if
somebody.
you're ready to.
My whole team would do it. Don't worry about it.
Oh shoot. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, I'll send everything over then.
Oh yeah, it's an elite squadron we got.
Okay, this is good. All right, yeah, I'll make sure I send everything over. Actually, I'm going to Florida in 2 weeks, so I might just drive for dollars a little bit myself there. So who knows?
There we go, man. Let's do it.
All right. Thanks, Zach.
All right. Thanks, DeAndre.
Have a good day.
There we go. Awesome. All right, guys. So we are in the best time ever getting wholesaling real estate because we have the information. We got freewholesaling.com. We learned how to wholesale for free. We got the best wholesaling software ever, xleads.com. And obviously, you get to be in the best community of all time, freewholesaling.com. So let's get going and let's start marketing to sellers. Guys, tomorrow's Labor Day. That means you need a labor and start getting a wholesaling deal and changing your life. And let's start making some money. Guys, New School Wholesaling podcast dropping tomorrow. Doing it live. Pretty excited about it. And guys, you got invited from this video. Smash the like button, subscribe. Love hopping on these Sunday night streams. And I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.